Hello, I'm Dave, one of the pastors here at Journey Ministries. We are starting the Red Letter Challenge devotional. Today we're on day 1. Let me read this for you. In this challenge, you'll be asked to do many things, but before you can do them, it's important to know why you're doing them and who you are doing them for. I believe truly following Jesus means both being with Jesus and doing the things he asks. Some people are better at being. They like the whole idea of spending time with God, but they never do anything. If I tell my son, go clean your room, he's not going to come back a couple hours later and say, hey, Dad, I memorized what you said. You said, go clean your room. And he's not going to say, Dad, I know, go clean your room in Greek, peo kathros, ses damitio. At this point, I'd be impressed, but that's not going to fly. And he's not going to say, my friends and I are going to gather and study what it would look like if I went and cleaned my room. No, none of that's going to work. So why do we think this is going to work with Jesus? Jesus said, why do you call me Lord and not do what I tell you to do? Words without action were never acceptable to Jesus. Faith without action is dead. On the flip side, there are others like me who enjoy doing. We think just being is boring. We want to get things done. But if we don't spend time being, our doing won't be as productive. If we don't spend the time resting in God and learning from Him, we'll quickly burn out and our activity will become more about us than about Christ. I remember when I was dating my wife, Allison. We went on a trip with her family to Chicago Science Museum. Allison warned me her dad likes to take 20-minute naps every day, no matter what. Sure enough, he found a beach near one of the displays and curled up, and he was out. His eyes were closed. He was snoring. There was drool dripping from his mouth onto the floor. Okay, I may be exaggerating that part. At this point in my relationship with Allison, I was still trying to make a good impression on her family. Apparently, they were all used to their dad sleeping in random places, but I was not. So I volunteered to stay with him. People walked by and gave him weird looks, and then they would look at me. I, of course, acted like I didn't know the man. It was very awkward. But right at 20 minutes, he popped up, awake, and I acted like everything was great. I thought it was crazy. But apparently there is some scientific evidence that says those who take naps during the day can actually be more productive. It doesn't seem like slowing down in the middle of a productive work hours would be helpful. But these naps re-energize them so they can get more done. Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. Many of us don't know how to just be. We know how to do. But we struggle with being. Before we do what Christ asks us to do, we need to be with Him. That's what this first week is all about. Spending time with God. So, in our being week, we will explore what are called spiritual disciplines. These spiritual disciplines are good habits that allow us to be more closely connected to Jesus Christ. These disciplines have been practiced for centuries by those who follow Jesus. The healthiest way to follow Christ and seek Him first is for our doing to flow out of our being. Our doing flows out of who we are and who we become when we spend time with Christ. Here's how I see this playing out in my life. When I spend time with Christ, I can't wait to start doing what He says. When I come to church and worship Christ, it gives me the fuel I need to keep going in life. When I read the Bible, it doesn't take long for it to manifest itself in me, and pretty soon it becomes like a fire shut up in my bones that I cannot contain. I just got to share it. When I pray, there's a peace that comes over me. I can't even explain it. Jesus said many things when it comes to being with Him. Over the first full week of this challenge, you'll learn different ways in which you can be with Jesus. And that's day 1 of our Red Letter Challenge. Bye-bye.